Peace. What's happening, good people? This gift here for Pay Us No Mind. And today, man, just want to have a little music chat, man. Talk about music marketing, whether artists is hustling backwards. Now, for those that don't know how this go down, I run my mouth about the topic at hand for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. Then we get into the live chat where everybody get to ask questions and all that good stuff. I'm going to check the system, make sure we good to go, make sure y'all can hear me because we always be having issues. Like this stream was supposed to start way earlier, but there's always issues, man. So hopefully y'all can hear me and I'm not talking into a void. Hold on. Yeah. I heard something doubling up, perhaps. I hope I'm not choppy out there. If I'm too choppy, let me know. Because this system is telling me that it's a system overload. The system overloading. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man, let's just dive into it because this is just more of a freewheeling discussion, if you will, good people, right? Listen, I'll be marketing music for artists. I running advertisements on Spotify, YouTube, you name it. Now, there's the artist side of me who makes music and has a different objective with what I'm looking for with my music. And then there's the marketing side. And as a marketer, you are hired to do a job. Somebody comes to you, they say, yo, man, I want to get more Spotify streams. That's usually the task at hand. The task is for you to help them get more Spotify streams. So you run ads, and the goal of the ad is to get more people to listen to their music on Spotify. Now, that doesn't mean they have a fan base, doesn't mean that they have fans, doesn't mean that those people even like the music. Just means that you help drive traffic to Spotify. And now, as an artist, and just as somebody that just wants better for artists as human beings and out of respect for the culture of art, I want more for artists, even if the artists don't want that much for themselves. Like I want to see artists succeed and have fan bases and be able to tour and be able to sell merch and things of that nature. So the question that I ask myself with a lot of this stuff is whether advertising for like Spotify streams results in that. Because what I see so far is that artists are kind of better off with the social media following than listenership on Spotify. But the goal isn't always to build a social media following. And to some extent, that's tricky because it's a bit more challenging than it might seem, right? Like both can be misleading. Spotify, you can have the numbers and no fan base, and the same thing with social media. You can have a whole bunch of followers and things of that nature, and actually no fans, right? Both of them, same thing. But with social media, you have access. So you can communicate with an audience. You can talk to them. You can post stuff that they can see, permitting that the algorithm actually or lets them see it. But with streaming, there's not even that. You don't even have like the ability to say anything to anybody. What you post isn't being like, you don't even have the ability to post. So it's like you don't get to see who's listening to your music or hear how they feel about it or anything like that, let alone being able to follow up. So it's like streaming is just so passive where people listen, nobody knows your name, people might not know your song title, people might not know you. So it makes it hard to do anything outside of get streams. So it's like as an advertiser, man, you're working with these artists and these artists are spending money and they spending invest time and investing in things like digital distribution and advertising campaigns. And it's like that puts them in the hole twice, right? They in the hole for the ad campaign and they in the hole for the cost of digital distribution. So both of those things puts them in the hole. But then they're not making their money back from that through those streams. So it's like they could get 10,000, 20,000 streams and still might not make back what they put in. And then it's like at the end of the day, it's like, well, how can they change that? And there isn't really much you can do to change that besides get more streams, where it's like if an artist invests in developing like a social media presence, they can drive people to stream, they can drive people to buy, or they can monetize their presence through sponsorships, affiliate marketing, all sorts of different things that they can do. So it's more beneficial to have that social media following. But the rub is that there has to be a reason for people to tune in. So it's like with Spotify, it can be a bit easier because you get people listening, and then the algorithm might pick up on it, and then you might trigger the algorithm and get on algorithmic playlists like Discover Weekly and Release Radar. So you start getting all of these numbers, and these people likely aren't fans, don't really care about the music, but you see numbers, and the numbers can be encouraging versus social media where it's just a matter of, do these people really rock with you like that? And if they don't really rock with you like that and they're not into you, they're not going to follow you. They're not going to engage with your content. So then it's just like more of a reality-based thing to some effect when you're not rigging the numbers. It's like, okay, well, damn, I put up a post, nobody responded. Okay, well, damn, I've been posting, nobody's following me. You know, and that I feel like is what kind of like turns a lot of artists off from trying to build something within social media because of that fact, because of the fact of, okay, well, are people really into you and what you do? Because it's like at the end of the day, I got artist friends that are really killing it on social media, man. You know, like they put up a lot of content and they're able to sell products, sell hoodies, do pop-up shops, sell whatever it is, because, and this is the other thing, culture and branding. You know, like a lot of times, and I would say this, and I've said this previously, the thing that I be feeling like pulls a lot of artists back or holds a lot of artists back, a lot of artists that I've worked with, that I've run advertising campaigns for, it's like when you look at their media on social media, on Instagram and things of that nature, you don't know who they are. You know, you don't know what they stand for. You don't know what they represent. It's just like, here's a song, and then people can stream the song and listen to the song and things of that nature, right? But people don't know them, right? You don't have a feel for them. So it's like their social media feed, it'd be them taking pictures, like, because that's what Instagram and stuff is, it's photos. So you see them out taking photos, but it's like, when an artist is trying to present the brand, it's not just regular photos that they're taking and posting. It's not just like me on the block or me out and about. It's curated. So it's like, okay, well, I'm trying to present a high lifestyle, right? Like I'm living life, I'm making money, you know. So it's like if they're not living that life in real life, they're not going to show you that. They're not going to like show you them posted up in front of like a Century Buick or something like that. They're going to they're going to allow you to see them posted up in front of a Bentley or posted up in front of a Lamborghini or something like that, or in a strip club where money is falling. Like all of those things is curated to present a certain idea of an artist. If an artist is supposed to be sad and whatever, right, they're going to show you a lot of pictures of him sitting on a stoop looking stoic and all of those different types of things. It's kind of like the rapper Noriega. He talked about that, how he's like a happy-go-lucky guy that smiles a lot, but they was trying to promote them as gangster rappers. So the label was just like, yo, you can't smile so much. So it's like, all right, well, in the pictures and when we taking pictures and stuff, I can't smile because that's not the persona that they're trying to present. Now, at the same time, you want to present the persona that kind of is in line with who you actually are, so that way it's not so much of a challenge and you don't get exposed when somebody say, here's the real him, you know, and all of that good stuff. But you got to recognize the fact that it's the entertainment business, and that's the other end of it, is entertainment. So it's like there is the regular you, and then there is the entertaining you, or the entertainer. And that's what you kind of gotta wrap your head around. So it's like developing a presence on social media and developing a following on social media kind of requires you understanding storytelling. Like, you know what would be a good thing for artists to kind of look into and study, I think, would be books on acting, or really like screenwriting, where you start to understand things like character development. Because that's what, like they talk about, they always say the world is a stage. The world is a stage, right? And we're all characters in this big play that we call life. And in art, it's really a showcase of characters. So you got to look at it and you say, okay, well, how do you develop a character? How do you endear an audience to a character, right? Like the story, the character arc, things of that nature, man. Like, how do you connect people to this person and what they're about, and make them feel what that person is feeling, or make them kind of like sympathize with them, things of that nature. Like, if you understand that, then you can start to apply that to yourself as an artist and start to kind of develop. Because it's like, you look at a lot of these shows like The Voice and American Idol and things of that nature, and it's like a masterclass in character building, because they don't just bring these people out and let them sing a song. They do all of this stuff where they go behind the scenes and they like, here's Cindy. Cindy was sleeping on the streets of Los Angeles. Oh, she had her child taken away and now he's, living with his grandmother, and she's just trying to get back on her feet, and she decided to come and audition, and all of this other stuff, all of this backstory to try to connect you with the character. So now you're on a journey with them. And then week one, they're singing this song and they come out and they blow everybody away. And it's like, oh my God, this homeless girl has this amazing voice. And then week two, she come out and she does well again, and then week three, not so good, and then she might struggle a bit, and then it's like, oh man, and then she overcomes whatever struggle she's dealing with, and they're showing you conversations with her mother and the kid, and it's all of this different story that they're building. And then when that person wins, everybody is mad invested in the character. They're mad invested in the character. And now they want to see her win. So it ain't so much about whether they love whatever song she comes out with. Now it's just like a friend in their head that they want to see succeed, and it takes on a whole different kind of life. And I mean, it's kind of easier to do it that way than it is making a hit record, because it's like hit records is hit and miss. Nobody knows what a hit record is. Nobody knows what's going to make people really be like, ooh, because it just, you hear something and it just hits you. But like characters and story, to some effect, that's easy. Like, you watch movies, and if you watch enough movies, you see it's like the same arc. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, a girl gets a job someplace. She's kind of like out of it a little bit, like disheveled, disorganized. She can't, her life is a wreck, all of this different type of stuff. Then there's this guy on the job, and he's real nice to her, but he's not like aggressively trying to get her. He's just there helping her out. Like, hey man, you look like you need a little help there. And she's like, yeah. And then they start to develop this chemistry, little looks here and there. And then that develops into, oh, let's go out on a date or something like that. Or they have to work on a case or something, they got to work on the same project, and then they glance at each other while they're working on a project one night, and then they kiss, and now I'm on a tangent, right? Now they're not, then they actually end up doing it, and then she comes back to work, and now she's feeling herself. She's feeling good. She's got the papers in order. You know what I'm saying? All of these different types of things. So it's like with the story, it's easier to pull off. And this is why everybody in marketing now kind of like tries to steer everybody to social media, because it's easier to build something there if you're down to do it than it is with the music, because the music is hard to make a hit record, but social media can be easy depending on the type of person you are, right? It's like you come out and you say, I love Donald Trump, and you wear a Make America Great Again hat. Yo, You're going to get a whole bunch of people that's going to give you a whole lot of hate, and you're going to get a whole bunch of people that's going to give you a whole lot of love, because those people are going to give you a whole lot of hate. It's a polarizing person. You come out and you say something pro Black Lives Matter, or you say something anti Black Lives Matter, and boom, you got support and you got hate, and the hater make you greater. The more people hate, because people tend to talk about the things that they hate the same way people talk about the things that they love, but a lot of times it's easier to get people mad than it is to get people to love you. So that's where people go. They go low rather than go high. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, it comes down to just these different types of triggers, man. Now, one thing I wanted to do today was kind of like experiment and go over kind of like how to spy on your listeners, and how to like find out who's listening to your music, how much, and also just investigate the type of listeners you have, So that's something that I wanted to do, and something that I wanted to take a look at, man. But hold on, let me see. Let me see. At a BC. Yo, anybody used to watch that show that used to come on HBO? I think it was called Oz back in the days, man. Oz. At a BC. I just remember the other dude, man. I forgot what this. It was like a skinny character from Oz. He used to always be like, "I'ma send your ass back to Gin Pop." Word, yo. But yeah, it's two places that you can really like investigate listeners. One is SoundCloud, the other is Last FM. Now, y'all gonna have to bear with me because it's hot. My computer is moving a bit slow, but we gonna see. Hold on. Let me put this up here, my dear. So, hold on, yeah. So, I mean, you look at your Spotify, your SoundCloud, and SoundCloud, depending on the plan you're on, you're on a free plan, they're not going to tell you so much, but you can see who listens to your music. So it's like you see this person, you go to their page, and you can see who else they listen to. Like what other artists they stream, you know, who they follow, whether they're active and comment on stuff. You can see that. And if they got like a social media account, then you can go to their Twitter page and you can see, who they follow on Twitter and what they talk about on Twitter and all of those different types of things. Now the other thing here is not feature.fm, but Last FM. Last FM is a relic. This is a really old website and platform that still holds a lot of weight because it's data rich. So Last FM has this tool right here called a Scrabbler. It is a piece of software that people can install on their computers and on their mobile phones that track what they listen to, even if they like listening to music offline. If you buy music and you stream music on iTunes, when you connect back to the internet, it'll register all of the plays that took place while you was out and about and disconnected from the internet and just listening to your music on demand. So this is a really powerful tool because it tells you who's been listening to your music and how often. I mean, now with privacy, I think is less effective than it used to be. But let's see here. Like, I'm gonna go to myself and check out myself. If somebody want me to check them out, post a link in the post your artist name in the chat, and I'll look you up. But yeah, you see 902 listeners, right? I go here. And let's see. You see, it tells you who's listening to your music. So it's like it tells you, okay, this person listens to, because they got me like mixed with other artists. So he's listening to another, some other artist by the name of Gift, their music. That's not mine, right? So you could go and you could check out all artists. Let me see if I can find somebody that's listening to some of my old stuff, right? Nope, they don't have nobody. So let me check out another artist. Let me look and see something here. I'm gonna check out Billy Bodega and look her up. And we'll get back to this in a minute. All right, I'm gonna look her. And let's see what's up here. So it's like not only is it a good place for you to identify where your fans are, but it's also a good place for you to identify who you rank as similar to. Like Spotify won't show you who you rank as similar to until you got like really significant numbers. But Last FM will, because their data is very granular, and they connect. It's just a more effective platform. So you will be able to see who you rank as similar to with even 10 streams. They'll be able to find out. So it's like here you see this person listens to Ocean Blues a lot. This person listens to Cannibal a lot. And Cannibal was never officially released. So that's not out. That's not on Spotify. That's not on Apple Music. This is on SoundCloud. So it's like we could go to this guy's account and we could dig into him a bit and we can see, okay, well, what does he tend to listen to a lot? And kind of like start to try to unpack who your fans are and their thought process. Like what they're like here, you get to see what other music they're into, what other artists they're into, what they listen to the most. And this is just another level of data, where Spotify will just say, you're getting streams. And here's where you're getting streams. Here's what playlist you got on. But doesn't really tell you much about who's streaming your music, Now, another platform is Chartmetric. Let's check out Chartmetric. Now, for those out there that don't know, you can, because Chartmetric is sourcing artist data and they need artists to plug in their data in order for it to be accurate. So they give artists a free account for you to claim your own account. Like if you want to claim yourself on Chartmetric, you can. But yeah, I'm going to go check out myself again. And the thing about Chartmetric that you can see here, right? Like I can go to TikTok. And a lot of the distributors now that are starting to offer like more advanced data, they're basically just plugging into Chartmetric. Let me see. Did I sign into the right account? Come on, work with me. Yeah, I did. So it's like you go to TikTok, you go here, I click on my song Good Job. I wait for my slow computer. And here you can see who's been using your music on TikTok. So you see this influencer, girly girl, this person, and then you can click and you can check out the video that they used the video that they use your music in for the TikTok. Video currently unavailable. Let's try a different one. Yeah, then you can see which videos they use your music for or use your music with the TikTok, you know? And then if you want to investigate, you could go to that person's account and see what they make TikToks about and what they talk about. And that'll allow you to, like, all of this data mining allows you to identify who and what their interests are, you know? So hold on. Yeah. So all of the data mining allows you to identify who and what their interests are. And that allows you, like I said again, this is the entertainment business. This is a business. So it's like a lot of what you see people talk about, it's not just like things that they have a natural inclination to talk about. It's like that, it's some of that, but it's curated. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody might talk about politics most of the time, but if the data says that your fans aren't into politics, they're not going to talk about politics heavily on social media. Like a lot of the things that people stand up for, the social justice issues that they really take on, they're issues that align with their audience. It's like, okay, well, the data says your audience care about the LGBTQ community. You got to put up a pride flag and Pride Month because, you know, if you don't, then your audience might take that as a sign that you're not an ally and you're going to lose support from the group that supports you or whatever have you, right? So a lot of it is curated, man. So it's like you investigate your audience, you identify who's into what, and, you know, as it crosses into what you're actually into, you start to understand, okay, well, cool. Well, damn, my fans are sports fans and they're into the Chicago Bulls. I'm from Chicago. I like the Bulls. I watch the games. I talk about the games. I just don't talk about it on social media. Maybe you should, because your fans are into it. And that's something that will resonate with them. That's something that they connect with. And that's something that you can build with them on, you know? So that's the whole thing, man. It's just trying to find like touch points, things that allow you to kind of like establish a connection with your fan base. And let me check and see if y'all still with me, man. Is you with me? Oh yeah, we got the bus, we ain't going nowhere. GP, are you with me? Yeah, man. So I'm going to shout out some folks, man. And then I might get out of here if nobody's got questions or whatever have you. Jerry NRG, thanks for tapping in, my man. Long distance traveler, good to see you in the building. Big Bank Reed, been a long time, my brother. Right? Good to see you in here, man. But yeah, another thing I was like thinking about, man, was like Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes got a Lifetime Achievement Award from BET recently. And in his Lifetime Achievement Award, he was talking about something that really was like resonated with me, man. You know, because he was talking about basically how he used to smoke trees. Like he would buy a bag of trees, you know, and a slow burning White Owl blunt, and go to the studio sessions to effectively try to wiggle his way onto tracks, you know? So it's like at the time he had got kicked out of Leaders of the New School, and he was trying to figure out, you know, how he was going to provide for his family and keep the money coming in. So it's like, okay, well, damn, I gotta start getting on some tracks, man, you know, to make some money, get some features, because I got to get some bread drummed up. You know, it wasn't like he had an album or anything out that was going to make money for him. So he like, yo, you know, I know, you know, all of these artists at these sessions, you know, I know if I come in and I got a blunt and they start passing my blunt around, you know, they ain't going to be able to kick me out. You know, so I'm going to at least have until the blunt finish to find a way into my situation. So he was saying that he would go to these studios and claim that he had just did a session there and forgot his notebook or forgot his hat or something like that, just so he could get up there. And when he get up there, he pass the blunt around, everybody starts smoking. Now he there while everybody burning, he writing verses, you know? And then once he spit his verse, they like, oh, that's hot, record it. And then he go in the studio and he jump on the track, do his verse, then go back to his label and he tell him, hey, invoice this guy for 10,000, invoice that guy for 20,000, whatever have you, and that's how he started making his money through all of these features. And I'm like, damn, man, because Busta Rhymes was on mad features at one point, man, where you hear him on that joint with Biggie, what, not Triumph, that's Wu-Tang. Where my niggas at? Where my niggas at? Where my niggas at? Where my niggas is at? And the background on that Biggie song, I forgot what it is, but he was on a lot of songs, man. That Mace joint, he in the background of that too. If y'all want to strap, we can strap. Cause want live, y'all want to get live, we get live. All of that joint. Y'all get wild, we get wild. All of that stuff, man. He was on that joint, but it just was like a testament of figuring out a way, right? Just what they call, like a lot of people say, make your own luck, where you just say, this is something that I want, and I'm going to figure out a way to make it work. Find my way into these situations. Because it's like, you look at Papoose, he's another one, man, where he was like, yo, just standing out in front of Hot 97 and harassing K Slay every time he saw him, trying to get him to play his CD, and K Slay wouldn't do it, but he kept showing up. So K Slay say, hey, I'm gonna give you an opportunity, I'm gonna put you on air, and then he put him on air, and he come on and he body it, so it's like a lot of times, I mean, I don't know, man, in these modern times, man, everybody kind of got egos and want to be a superstar, and that's where they want to start from. Nobody really wants to start from ground zero with humility, where it's just like, I understand that I'm not a superstar and I need these people to help me, or to find somebody that can help me, and I'm going to come to them and be like, yo, man, can you give me an opportunity? A lot of times people just want people to recognize their greatness off rip and just be like, oh, you're amazing, and then just treat them like they're established even when they're not, and that can rub people the wrong way and have people missing out on opportunities. But yeah, man, people that be fighting hard, man, you gotta like respect that and give props to that, man. Word up, yo. Word, man. But yeah, let me get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. At the end of the day, I'm working on different stuff right now. I'm doing the campaigns. I'm also revamped the Pay Us No Mind blog and posting a lot of stuff there. So getting back into writing, I'll be recording some audio messages, man, and uploading them to YouTube just to get my thoughts out, because there's a lot of different stuff that I'll be thinking about, man, so it's just going to be a lot of different stuff on the channel coming up, man. I'm also just working with my kids a bit. My daughter, she be playing video games and stuff. All of them be playing video games, Minecraft and stuff. But I'm about to start helping them with gaming channels, help my daughter with her Genshin Impact, because that's the game that she likes to play, Genshin Impact. I don't know. Big Man Reed, man, hit me up on Twitter. Tell me what else they should be playing, man. What's some cool games for them to play? I know you a Nintendo guy. All we got here is Xbox and like the App Store. Word up. But yeah, man. I mean, let me see if anybody asks questions in here before I dip. Normalized audio is like Noah got on Democracy Now! Today, Crash the Car song. Brandy Younger got on NPR Tiny Desk. Oh, I guess he's talking about different people features. Word, yo. Jerry NRG said, on certain platforms, there's usually more artists than anything that's listening. I mean, the reality of the situation is, it's like Kurt Cobain had a quote where he was just effectively like, the only people that really love music are artists. And to a great effect, that's true. Like everybody is not like a practicing artist where like they really think that they could be an artist, but everybody that loves art have at least tried to make it, So it's like everybody that's really fans of rap, even if they rap like a closet rapper where they only write and rap at home, they're doing it too. Like you don't really find people who passionately love music like that don't make it, like even as a hobby. Because you love it so much, it's just natural that you would try to make it. So it's like that's where it's like, open mics and appealing to your artist comrades is really important, because we're at the beginning stages. We all we got. You know, we're the only ones that really will listen and be dissecting each other's music and being like, oh, you heard what he said, and really understand like the dynamics of how a verse is structured, the dynamics of how a song is structured, to really understand what the hell you did, you know, and be like, that was hot. Most people, they just listen and they like, this don't move me. Don't make me want to dance. And that's it for them. But artists kind of deconstruct and analyze, and you know, they know. They know when somebody's ill. They know when somebody stink, you know. So it's just a different type of thing that we have with each other, man. So it's like, that's why we got to support each other. That's why we got to spread love with each other. That's why we got to work with each other. You know, that's why we got to encourage each other. So it's like when you come across somebody and their music is good, you know, you got to let them know, man. Don't just like, you know, wear that on your head and just go on about your business. Be like, hey, man, that's what's up, man. You know, and just keep supporting them, because sometimes people see that support and then they support back. You know, and then y'all two can build. Like if there's a mutual respect where they respect your art and you respect theirs, then y'all can collaborate. And then, you know, you get introduced to their audience, they get introduced to yours, and then y'all build out like that, man. So it's just a different wave in the way that we move, man. But yeah, again, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. As always, y'all can hit me up at PayUsNoMind on Instagram, at PayUsNoMind on Twitter, PayUsNoMind@gmail.com. This is Gift signing off. PayUsNoMind. Peace, good people. One. Yeah, man. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night, man. One.